Whoa, welcome back to a Life with Lenoci episode. Let me fuck with my sound. How do I sound? Good? So first of all, fun recording before my big softball game tonight. It's softball Thursdays. But if you're watching this, it's Wednesday, whatever the date's going to be on Wednesday. Are we on episode 11? This is 11. We're 10-1, right?
I thought it was 12.
What do you mean, bro? You thought it was 12. I'll look right now. I
might be confused with another show I record.
Okay, well, the guy's got other. This is episode 11. We're 10-1, baby. Episode 11. Welcome back to another episode of Life with Lenoci podcast. We appreciate everyone commenting, liking, subscribing, and leaving 5-star reviews if you're listening. We appreciate that all. We love to be here. And, we thank you for being here. And we just want you to know that we're in good spirits. And we hope that you're in good spirits. And this week is about admitting you're wrong. Admitting you're wrong and apologize. I feel like that we have those a lot, right?
Quite a bit.
But you know what? It's a magical week. Let that music flow into your ears. Feel good. Feel positive. Feel brightened up in your day. It's Wednesday for you. Some of you listen to it later. It could be a Thursday. It could be a Friday. There's no rules. There's laws, but there's no rules. And that's been a thing in life. What are you looking at, Mark? I need your attention when we start off.
I'm literally just recapping my notes, the things you wanted me to bring up.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we do have some controversial topics, which will be fun later in this episode.
So admit you're wrong and just say you're sorry.
I'm sorry, man, for coming at you like that. And, I'm being...
Receipts.
Yep. You have receipts, and I'm growing as a person. No one could see that I'm wearing basketball shorts because I got my therapeutic softball tonight. And I want to say something magical before the music flows out. A couple weeks ago, I made one of the greatest catches in softball history. We played extra deep back because this guy was hitting bombs. I literally ran to almost the other side of the field, full sprint, going. And in my head, while I was running, I was like, I'm not going to catch this. I'm running, and I literally almost to the other side of the field fence, farther than Leo ever has hit a ball. I'm full stride, catch the ball, and all I hear is every single person from both teams, whoa, like a roar, bro. It was epic. It was one of the most epic sporting moments of my life. I threw the ball back in. I did fake hip checks with imaginary people. And, bro, I was so happy. I ran back. Even the other team was like, bro, that was a hell of a catch. That was my magical moment. And that's when the music fades out. And that's when it fades out because that's how good this episode's going to be. What?
Question. Was it over the shoulder or were you actually facing the ball coming down?
Running full speed, catching it like this way.
Over the shoulder?
No, because I'm not going over the shoulder. I'm like this. I'm running diagonally, bro.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Over the shoulder like Willie Mays. You know,
yeah.
Remember that? No, not because I wouldn't run because that would be you were so unprepared. I knew he's going to hit a bomb.
So at best, it's like the second best
catch of all time.
Okay.
Yeah, the Willie Mays one's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But this one I was prepared that like I was kind of like sitting
third because it's not as good as Bo Jackson's run up the wall.
Nah, because that's different because he made that look better than it really was. I'm telling you, this is full sprint, and I'm running because the ball's going. Look, I'm playing left center, so the ball's hit to left field deep left field. So I'm running diagonally, and I'm a righty, so my glove's in my left, and I'm stretching across my chest to catch it.
Okay.
Yeah. Maddie was there. If you ever see anyone on that softball team, ask him what's the greatest catch you've ever seen in softball history, men's softball history. They'll tell you, they'll be like, oh, that Michael Lenoci catch was unbelievable. What are you doing?
I'm texting Chimber.
You're like, it was Michael's catch unbelievable.
Yes.
Yeah. It was unbelievable. And I hope he gets back. Keep the phone away from the microphone because we're getting near ears. We're getting near ears. Okay, going back to the whole thing about admitting when you're wrong. So get this. Here's what's you know what? We're gonna start going in the comedy scene more and more because it's fun. And I'm going to be the voice of reason for people. And they're going to agree or not agree with it. Because I like the post I did today when I was like, comics are bitches. And I think it got a lot of comic likes rather than fan likes. It was more of like, all right, so I'm going to speak my mind. And listen, here's the deal. When we're dealing with cancel culture and stuff like that, and when people get in trouble, regardless if you think it's wrong or right or what they did was true or not. When we saw it with Chris, we saw a lot of people attacking, right? I think I saw a little bit with Tony Hinchcliffe, a little bit. People were like, yeah, fuck him, when he got in trouble for some, racial slurs taken out of context, right? And when Chris was getting in trouble, there was a lot of comics just like piling on, right? And obviously, being my best friend, I got defensive, and it stirred me up and made me very angry because I was like, stay out of it. We don't know all the information. And also we all can change and get better. This isn't something with legality, whatever. You know what I mean? So I was just like very angry at a lot of things. And in my head, I kept a list. And that's wrong, right? I kept a list of people who I want to say something to, that I'd be angry, that I would even like, listen, I've had anger problems, and I've thought about like, oh, I would fuck this guy up. I want to fuck this guy up. Like I literally would think that. I'm 38 next week. And I'm like, you think that's funny that I think like that, or you get that I think that like that? No judgment here? Okay. Because your face had a little bit of judgment and made me a little self-conscious. So.
Oh no, all today, I've just been dunking on people. So I get you.
You've been dunking on people? The shortest guy ever to dunk on people.
My legs are so tired from kicking so much ass today.
Wow. Nice.
Like I crushed a C-suite executive at a Fortune 500 company today.
You yelled at people today?
Oh, I crushed.
You feel good about that?
I'm talking like
that seems like a psychological problem.
Email.
Emails are horrible to do that because it's taken out of context. You got to get on the phone if you crush people.
Nope. No.
Okay,
this
Mark.
guy threw me under the bus.
Why did he throw you under the bus? Look how we went from me apologizing to your psychological problems.
Yep.
Oh my God. Either way, they're going to make what happened. So what I was saying was I had a list and I was angry, and that's my stuff that I got to work on, right? I definitely have some anger issues that, I have a short temper, and I'll work on it, not professionally. I'm doing it on my own for now. And if it gets horrible, then maybe, I haven't hit rock bottom with my, there's people who are alcoholics, there's people who have drug issues, all types of issues, and they hit rock bottom, and that's when it becomes huge, and that's when people are like, maybe you have to get help. Maybe I haven't hit that yet. What's rock bottom with a short temper? Murder, maybe. Murder could be that. So anyways, so that being said, there was a guy, we're not going to go into names, but I saw him at the Improv, and it's when Chris was coming back and he was going up on stage and stuff. And I went up to him and Chris was on stage. I went up to him and I said, hey, I'll bet you didn't think you would ever see that again. I'll bet you didn't ever. And he was like, why'd you roll? Be honest. Why'd you roll your eyes? Because it's like spiteful
it's just
comment.
Such a I told you so.
Well, my whole thing was like, first of all, what did you want to do? Like, first of all, comedians every comedian out there should know, like, you don't have to like someone and you don't have to agree with what they're doing or whatever, but you should never be on the side of censorship. Never, ever. And if people are coming at someone or anyone for censorship, sit back and watch. But never be on that side, because you're in the business to speak your mind, and it should be flowing freely, and let people debate about what you said. But if what you're saying is coming from what you think is truth, that should be allowed with no repercussions for what you're saying, because it's just words. Does that make sense? Did I put that together well enough or no?
I'll say no. I get what you're saying.
It's not like you're going on stage saying hate speech, right?
Fair, yeah.
All right, so it's like, so then again, if someone did something wrong or whatever, who are you, if you're a comedian, to say he should not? I guess okay. Now I could see. I guess I could see some people could be mad. Okay, whatever. I tried to be like a little warrior right there, and I'm gonna back out of it. But I am going to say, don't pile on censorship. So like, for instance, like if you're going to try to censor someone for a joke, that's ridiculous. For something they said or something like that. The point is, I went up to the guy and I said that, and I yelled at him, and it escalated, and I was like, I'll fuck you up. I will fuck you up. I'll come outside right now and I'll fuck you up. And I yelled at him like that at a comedy club. It was at the Improv next to the sound booth. And people that worked at the Improv saw that, and they came up to me afterwards and they said, one of them being a waiter that's a comic there and a sound guy that's a comic there. And they go, I just want you to know that I saw what you did and I think that was awesome because I've never liked that guy and I think it was really cool that you did that. Now, that made me feel good about it. This was 2 months ago. 2 days ago, I text that guy. I text him, and I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to read to you what I text. I said, hey, man, I want to apologize for yelling at you at the improv. I shouldn't have done that. You don't owe me a response or anything. I just wanted you to know I'm sorry.
Was there a reply?
There was a reply. Hey, Mike, I'm sorry too. I shouldn't have posted shit and I don't know him and I should have just minded my own business.
Wow.
And I said,
That guy displayed real growth.
And I said, all good, man. I just was close to it and it affected me and I got hurt. I appreciate the text. Of course, I should have put myself in your shoes. No hard feelings.
Now that guy displays real growth.
Really? Not me?
Me a little bit.
Both of us did.
Okay.
No?
Yeah.
I think sometimes that if you actually tell someone how you feel in any social situation that you've had with anyone in this business, that you'd be surprised what the reaction will be and that we shouldn't hold this anger or resentment towards other comedians. What are you laughing about?
I'm laughing at because you keep looking over at this clock.
It's fun. I like having a clock. It's almost like that's how much time we have left in the world.
I bet you that if you had a clock like this in your bedroom, you'd stare at that to see how long you'd last.
Like last at what?
You know.
Oh, sexually?
Yes.
I'll tell you right now. If it was at 12, I'd be like, well, it's too long.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
I'm not going more than 15. Okay. Because now I'm sweating. I'm 38 in a couple weeks. I don't have time for that. But either way, I think that a lot of the time when we say that, what are you laughing at now?
You keep looking over at the clock.
I'm looking at everything.
Turn it off.
I'm looking at everything, man.
Okay.
I think that sometimes we should think as comedians that if we don't like someone and it's personally because they did something personally, that you should kind of express to them how it hurt you in a highly intelligent emotional matter rather than, excuse me, that's the LaCroix. I think that you should express it to them in a text and you'd be surprised. I think so. And I think that's very mature of me to say that. And I'm growing as a person again. And I think I went in reverse for a little bit. What, Maddie text you back?
No, not him.
Oh. But I just think that I had a lot of anger for a while thinking about like having a list of people, like it was like a hit list. Like if I was crazy, I would do a public shooting and kill these people. You know what I mean? Not that I would, but you know what I mean? Like how those people would have a kill list.
I'm going to make a clip of that right there.
Well, whatever. But I think that, you know, there's people that I could say that to and be like, hey man, like, I just think that we don't really know anyone's personal situation, not even people close to us. I don't even know yours. Like, I don't even know Chris's. I don't even know Fahim's. I don't even know Craig's or Mark. Like, you really actually never know what anyone's dealing with demon wise. Right. And you really only know what's going on in your world, and everybody's an extra in everybody's world. And you don't know what their struggles are or what they've come from, because people hide stuff, dude, internally, emotionally, which is crazy, which me and you are kind of open books so far. We got the whole birthday thing out of you. Who knows what else you have? This guy has fake birthdays. Did anyone in his life know that besides his wife? Do your friends know that? Do your best friends know about that?
Yeah, one of them does.
But that's what I'm saying. That's
my brother does for sure.
Yes, but is what I'm saying. It's like, but then again, you or me didn't really have much trauma, huh? That's why we're mediocre humans.
I would say I'm pretty exceptional.
You're a mediocre human. And that's because you don't have a lot. You do have trauma, so you're a little exceptional. I'm mediocre because I have no trauma. What?
Good enough to be in a relationship where I'm married for 12 years. Like,
oh, then you don't have enough trauma.
No.
See, you know,
my wife seeks drama elsewhere, like watching trash TV.
Yeah, But you're an introvert for a reason.
Oh, I'm not an introvert.
So you're not even self-aware.
I keep telling you this.
Yeah. Were you the class clown of your boys?
Absolutely.
Ah.
No, absolutely. Because here's the thing.
Oh, we got one of these guys.
When I say here,
yeah.
Like there's moments where, like I said, when we're at a wedding, like I'll go out on the dance floor, stuff like that.
Yes.
There's a few people where I let them suck the energy out of the room or like be the center of the universe because it amuses me. My brother is one of them. Because my brother is just like a fucking hurricane. You could have two A-type people. He's like A+.
Yeah.
Like I'm an A-type, go get him, like get shit done person. But
yeah, your work ethic is
I know
fine.
that you like get on stage and you command the room. You do the same. I see you where you go. Like you will.
I don't know how I'm gonna start, and I go. I just go. Yeah. I think that's something. I don't know if that's what you mean by that.
Let me ask you this, because I've noticed this in my father, and I see it in myself.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if you're the same way.
Okay.
If you have the chance to stay home, will you stay home or will you go out?
If I have the what does that mean?
Like if you had if you had two options, like hey,
like if I have a chance to go do a show,
stay at home with the girl, or someone was like, hey, come to this little like house party get together. Which one are you going to lean towards?
Today, stay at home.
But if you went to that thing, would you be the life of the party?
It depends. No, maybe not.
No,
I could I think comedy has made me less of wanting to work a room to when I was like in college or something. Before comedy, I would go to any party and be like a life of a party. But a lot of my friends were like that. We were all like that. But at a wedding, I'm going to take over because I'm mentally prepared to go have fun. But like, so that would be a better example. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're older now. So it's like, if someone's like, if someone's like, hey, come to this show, you can get up. I'm going to go. Right. What did he say? Maddie texted him back.
Yes. I said, did Lenoci make an unbelievable catch in softball? And he wrote, highly doubt it.
No, tell him the specific one where the guy was like it was like
from last week.
No, this is like a month or two ago, and it was one of the farthest hit balls. Ask him. Be like, do you know about the farthest hit ball one? Were you at that game?
Okay.
Like he knows what I'm talking about. No, be like, seriously, we're just now. I'm seeing. You know what's happening now? I'm getting mad.
Okay, but going back, like if I will always choose to kind of like hang back and chill, but if I were to go to a party, like I'm pressing flesh, I'm meeting, I'm hanging out, I'm doing all the things. I'm taking over the room.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
So to call me an introvert would be like
okay, fine. Maybe my definition of an introvert is different, but
I'm
like
not seeking attention at all times.
I don't think an extrovert
like
is always
turns on and
seeking
off.
attention. Yes, like for instance, like I mean, dude, my mood varies in the comedy scene. Sometimes I'm like, I just want to be at a show and try to get up, and I don't want to socialize with anyone. A lot of the time, you know what I mean, and it's because I'm like, I don't want to small talk with someone. What do you say?
Nothing yet.
Son of a bitch. Text back, Maddie. He might have not been at the game, to be fair. But I know, guess who I know was for sure at the game?
Leo?
Yes. I mean, one of them had to be at it. Like, there's no way both of them were gone that game. Like, it was unbelievable.
Is it like an all-comedian team?
There's like 5 on there. But it was unbelievable, bro. I mean, people were just like, what? Like everybody roared in the whole park. It was like, I'm telling you, of going back to my childhood, I have like one when I was like in 6th grade, and then like maybe another, like I have like 2 or 3. I have one playing dodgeball in middle school, one playing rec baseball, like a big moment where I got a good
by the way,
head.
you still got to come out.
Yeah, I will. And then this was like, the fact that I was able to get something like that this late in life, I was just so overwhelmed with joy. I was just like, this was like a highlight of my life.
So you're super proud of this moment.
Super proud of the moment. So that was it. But what were we talking about before the softball thing? We were talking about the apology.
About being an introvert.
We were talking about the introvert shit, and then, yeah, I mean,
Do you want to get to the thing you told me to bring up to you last week?
I think so, because that goes in the and okay, because this was a pretty interesting thing. Okay, let's talk about this real quick. So this was last week. So if you're watching this was last week. This was like going on in baseball. I don't know if you want to kind of explain what it was. So the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, the Tampa Bay Rays, they have a night, and I don't think all baseball teams do this, but Tampa Bay has a pride night, right? And what they do is they put pride badges on, maybe like a rainbow on their uniform. And some of the players opted out of not doing it. And they were allowed to do that, and they didn't do it. And another baseball player commented from another team saying that's horse shit, something like that's horse shit. And then that became news. Now, there's a lot of issues here. One, why is this a thing with baseball? Why can't we just keep sports? That's been a thing with a lot of things in the last couple of years, right? But then people argue, well, you have a voice, why not? Two, I went through the comments. My first reaction when I saw it was, yeah, just wear it. That was my first reaction. Then I went through the comments and I read, and I was persuaded, and I was with the players. Because they were like, listen, we want a safe place for anyone who has that lifestyle or lives that way. But I should not be forced to promote anything. I live by the word of God. Sure, that's silly and stupid itself too because of religion. But nobody should be forced to promote anything, really, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for the MLB is a private entity that forms partnerships. You work for the MLB.
Okay, but they gave them the choice to not wear it. What? What did Maddie say?
He wrote, where did you hear he made a good catch?
I mean, dude, call him right now. Like, bro, put him on FaceTime if he has to. Put him on goddamn FaceTime and tell him I'm recording my podcast before we get back to our hot topic controversial thing. And make sure it's facing me, bro. We're FaceTiming him right now, so if you're listening, and he's not going to pick up, but bro. But here's the thing. Maddie's bad at like being real because he has psychological issues. So he's like thinks you're doing a banter bit.
Yeah, but the fact that he has to assume that there's a bit and he's choosing not to.
Yeah.
But anyway, going back to
this. So the guy
But it's a private company. As an employee, your company dictates to you.
I want to look at the post again and read some of the things, and I was like, and okay, fine.
That's why these companies, when they say, oh, freedom of speech, it's like that applies in the citizen of America sense.
Yes.
It doesn't apply to your company, which is private.
Okay.
And is the MLB a public company? No.
I don't.
It's private.
Oh, it's an ESPN post. I'm not going to even find it. They post 40 times a day.
Yeah.
ESPN. So, I mean, let's see if they even kept it up. How long ago was that post? Did I send it to you?
1 second. You sent it to me.
Probably like 3 days ago.
Monday.
I mean, it would have to be here because I scrolled down to game 2. Did they maybe take it down because it probably got so much shit?
Could be.
It's already not here.
Weird. But props to the guy. Imagine the blowback if they were like, "No, I don't want to wear the pink stuff for breast cancer." Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I did not hear that one. I sent it to you Monday. It's 3
or what
days
about
ago.
the people who are like?
Here it is. I found it. Okay, so comments, 23,000 comments versus like, I mean, things like this get a lot of comments for them. Okay. Here's just some of the comments from, and this is the world, okay? And by all means, we're just kind of trying to understand this too. His response was respectful, so I don't see a problem with him choosing not to wear the logo if he doesn't want to. All right, and just to clarify what the thing says, he goes, it's a hard decision because ultimately we said what we want is for them to because ultimately what we said, what we want is them to know that all are welcome and loved here. But when we put it on our bodies, I think a lot of guys decided that it's just a lifestyle, that maybe not that they look down on anybody or think differently. It's just that maybe we don't want to encourage it if we believe in Jesus, who's encouraged us to live a lifestyle that would abstain from that behavior. It's not judgmental. It's not looking down. It's just what we believe, the lifestyle he's encouraged us to live for our good, not to withhold. But again, we love these men and women. We care about them, and we want them to feel safe and welcome here.
I think hiding behind
Jesus
Jesus
is bullshit.
is such bullshit because like I actually read today, like have you ever heard of like Ezekiel 23:20?
Maybe.
So it is the one that says, and she lusted after her lovers, whose members were like those of donkeys, and whose issue was like of that of horses. So they got dicks like donkeys and cum like horses.
Is that what that means?
That's in the fucking Bible.
I don't even
I don't.
As you read that, I was like, I have no idea.
I don't want to teach people about gays and abortion and this
So-
and that. It's like, have you read those people that hide behind it have never read the Bible?
Sure. That's what. So people are saying, but overwhelmingly, that's fair. Agreed. It's his freedom to do so. How? You can't make nobody support nothing they don't want to.
Yeah, that guy's got 3 teeth.
Oh,
That wrote that.
Oh, because you saw the way it was written?
No, the way you read it.
Yeah. Who cares? Let them do what they want. Very professional response. Should be players' choices. Like a lot of which I was shocked. I thought it was gonna be the other way around. Like I thought this guy was gonna get canceled, to be honest. Which would be so stupid to get canceled for something this micro. I don't think people should be canceled for any beliefs or what they say. Even if somebody says something
as long as they don't impose it.
Sure. If someone says a racial slur, if someone says outside of the N-word, whatever, all those racial slurs, I don't think their lives should be ruined.
I agree with you.
That's crazy. I think they should be like shunned and be like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you like? Like John Gruden deserves a second chance. Absolutely. For whatever you saw in his emails, you know what I mean? He said his was basically homosexual slurs.
Yeah.
But he deserves a second chance. He didn't kill someone.
That we know of.
Here's someone. I eat chicken and beef. Doesn't mean I don't love my vegan friends. I let them wear their vegan shirts. What do you think? It's just a lot of people saying both sides are entitled for their opinion. It's like wearing... Yeah, but if you work... Okay, how about this? Your argument is if you work... Let's say you work for Google, and Google is like, hey, we're having gay pride at Google. We want you guys to wear this shirt. You don't have to if you don't want to, but we want you to wear it.
They're not making them wear a shirt. They're making them wear a little patch. Now, if it was like
they're not making them. They gave them the choice not to.
But here's the thing: is that let's give it some context. Were they made to wear like a full rainbow onesie?
No.
What were they made to wear? Like maybe a 1
What
inch
did it say? It
patch?
seemed like a patch or something.
Or like an armband.
Yeah.
A little
For
flag on it.
Listen, my whole thing with all of this is just like whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like that's how I was with the mask shit. Sure. All right, I'll wear it. Like what? I'm not folding to anything. They're not saying, hey, you got to wear a diaper in public every day for the rest of your life. Like it's just like, bro, this is a mask or whatever. It's like, fine.
They get to the pearly gates and they're like, you wore a pride patch.
Yeah, like whatever avoids making someone uncomfortable that is very minimal, I'm just gonna go ahead and do. Like, listen, if they were having like hey, we're having a religious proud thing in the MLB today, so we're putting these crosses on everyone's jersey. I'd be like, okay, I'm not gonna not wear it. I don't believe in it.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna wear it. Like I don't go to church. So cool. But I'm not going to be like, no way. Or let's say they had a Jewish heritage thing. I'm not Jewish. I was raised Catholic. And they're like, we're going to put Jewish stars. I don't know if you're actually allowed to do that, right?
That would be so in ill taste.
Okay, but we're gonna it would. We're gonna put what would
Just stay away from stars.
what do Jewish do they have dreidels or what do they what's their thing? Either way, whatever the Jewish thing is,
like
not a cross.
I put like an Israeli lapel
sure,
pin.
like if they want to do that, go ahead. Put it on my shoulder. Let's play ball. Yeah. Like who cares? That's my take on it. Who cares? So, that's where I was with that, really.
Yeah.
I to be honest, I don't give a shit. And that's the thing with me is I think that we're in a world where everybody gives a shit about something too much. And then there's people like me who are just living and observing it all and going, I'll try to have an opinion, but my opinion could also very well be changed easily. Like sometimes, like immediately I was like, oh, this is wrong. And then I went through the comics and I was like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like,
it sounds to me like there's just a bunch of people who think this is a non-story.
It is a non-story.
Yeah.
It is a non-story because it's like it went away. It's that quick of a non-story. So I don't know. What do you think about comedy right now? Where it is, where it's at, what's going on?
My situation would be a little different. I haven't produced a show in like 3 weeks because
since the one I did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I think there's so many shows, which is great for someone like you.
I was at a West Side venue that I thought was really cool and he's not doing it anymore. The guy, he's moving it to a different, like once a month, but I thought it was a great room for comedy. But it's in Marina Del Rey.
Oh.
Doesn't sound
well, my
appetizing.
Thing is like my event you would say is pretty central.
Oh, where that was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're literally seconds away from the Improv.
It's an all right show.
Yeah, but the problem is that like it is so hard to get butts and seats.
100%. You got to have those names.
Yeah, and I don't think any of my lineups are trash.
They're not trash, but you just to get draws, they're going to be at the Improv Laugh Factory or store.
Yeah, it's hard, but now I'm working potentially with a new guy that I can just actually start shooting in the store.
The Comedy Store? Where?
Here.
What do you mean?
I could start getting tape for comedians in the store.
Oh, here?
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying, where are you going to do a show?
Oh, like right now, I'm just on hiatus on that stuff.
Yeah.
For me, I need to get content for comedians for the app. But like right now, my shows are down right now because I can't go broke producing that.
No.
But I think comedy is very much. I feel like there's definitely been a burst of comedy post Netflix.
I'll tell you what there's not in LA. There's not and I always have a hard time with this word.
Camaraderie?
Camaraderie.
Yeah.
The camaraderie. Is that correct?
Camaraderie, not
the camaraderie.
There you go.
The camaraderie.
Think comrade.
Comrade. Yeah. The camaraderie.
Sure.
The camaraderie. Forget the whole struggle with the word. In LA is awful. Okay? I think we've talked about this before, but in New York, it's real. And I talked to someone recently, and it's because in New York, comics are really comics. And there's not a lot of comedians on stage pretending to be comics because eventually they're just going to get on TV and not do comedy. Not do stand-up, if that makes sense. So, like, there's a lot of us who are like, I want to do stand-up into my 70s. And I don't know if everyone thinks that way in stand-up in LA. And I assume that some people don't maybe have that necessarily drive, or they have other goals. We all have other goals. We'd love to act. But I think some people do stand-up because it's a way for them to showcase their acting abilities or their comedy on stage. Someone said that to me, and I thought that was very interesting. And he said there's a lot of that in LA. And in New York, they'll sniff that out right away. And they're like, if you don't have a passion for the writing and the doing this stand-up, you're going to kind of get pushed out and not be in that close circle, that niche that New York feels like it has. You have all these comics in New York shooting these specials. They all do very well. They all help promote each other. And then in LA, you have about 5 or 6 of you guys doing these podcasts that are very big, very lucrative, and you guys kind of have a little bit of power and have the ability to blow up a comic, essentially blow up a comic in LA. There's a podcast scene where they could blow up, and they're not doing it for whatever reason. There's no reasons we can't have any of these guys who are ready to pop, but you guys don't want to because you hold a little bit of the power, kind of like how executives used to hold it. You know what I mean? Like in the 90s and early 2000s, these executives for television and networks were like, this guy. This is the guy we want to put on a pilot. We want to see how this television show goes. We want to put him on HBO. We want to put him on Leno. We want to put him on Letterman or whoever was down there, right? And they could move that person in the machine. Now, don't get me wrong. There's people in the machine still now. There's people that are like, hey, we're putting this person up. All right. We love what they're doing and we're going to try to push them. And you could see they're in the machine because they get put in everything. People are like, love that guy. Love that guy. They don't even have to be great. They just love what they are and what they represent. And that's fine too. But then you have these podcasts, Bad Friends, Rogan, Tom Segura's crew.
I've seen Rogan make a few comics like that overnight. Laura Betts, like.
No. He did not make her.
No. But
she's in the machine a little bit, but she's doing well.
But 2 years ago, when she had like a couple thousand followers, he spoke her name on the podcast. And it was like instant like 90K.
I don't think she's that high yet, but yeah. I think she's done. My thing about Laura is I think she's done a lot of other things too, if that makes sense. She have 43. So okay. I think she's done a lot of other. I'm not going to say Rogan. I'm not giving Rogan credit for her. Fair. I will give Rogan credit for essentially. All right. First of all, Rogan's tree goes as far back as Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer, Theo Vaughn, even Santino. Okay. There's a lot of people and Tony Hinchcliffe, it goes down. And now, a lot of younger guys he's got opening for him. He's done so much for a lot. Now is what I'm saying is like, you have like Tom, he's helped out Sickler, right? He came from his branch. He's helped in a way Kreischer, even though Kreischer was up here. They both helped each other. They do stuff. I just feel like you have King and the Sting in the Wing. You have, and this comes from my own shit. Like Chris is one of my best friends. It's like, what are we doing, dude? These guys are holding this shit and like holding us back for what? We have our things. Me and Craig have our things. Motherfucker, Craig has been sitting at 97,000 followers on Instagram for 2 years. Hey, man, if I'm any of these guys, I go, Craig has a thing, right? He's his character. He's on his own island. Nobody's the same as that. You got this long-haired, stoner, dumb, half Mexican guy. Okay? He's at 97. Theo, you can't fucking throw him on. He's not interesting enough. He can hold his own and do his own hour. He's a funny enough guy to do 15 with everyone else in all the clubs. He's funny enough to do his own hour. He does one-nighters touring. Nobody can lift him up and be like, hey, why don't we get this guy going more? Like, it's that easy. It's not going to hurt you. Some of your audience will like it. They're not going to leave you, your audience. Like, hey, Bad Friends, Bobby and Santino, why not throw fucking Craig a bone? Theo, why not throw Craig a bone? Hey, even Chris, why not? Hey, do a post of Craig's fucking stand-up as a reel and be like, hey, let's get this guy to 100K so he can start building his momentum. What the fuck are you guys doing? They do it with Amir K. He's fucking hilarious. Maybe his whole social media shit isn't the best, but like, why is he not? I mean, these guys aren't going to necessarily ask to, but my whole thing is like, if I had the power of the following of Bad Friends or Theo's or King this thing in the way, and all these guys are big, I'm going to think about the guys I came up with and like, man, Amir's so funny. Like, let's blow him up to where he's $1 million comic. Let me blow up Craig to where he's $1 million comic. And I'm not even saying this for myself. I'm like, maybe I don't have that thing yet. And maybe I'm not ready. I don't know. But I'm like, I have a lot of things in space. I have a podcast. I do these vlogs. I can hold my own on stage. So it's like, okay, fine. I'll keep trying to make something pop on my own. But they only want to fuck with you when they see that you're generating your own fan base. And they're like, oh, okay, come on. You're one of us now. Motherfucker, where were you when I needed your help? We could have made this happen way quicker. That's the frustrating thing. And I feel like the New York scene does that, but the LA scene doesn't. I mean, am I wrong? Like if from an outsider looking in, there's none of that in LA. They have the power to do it, and they're not for some reason. Whether because it's threatened, but there's no reason to be threatened. There's enough for everybody to make a dime. That's what's annoying.
For outsider looking in, I actually agree, because the one thing that I have noticed, like, of the comedians I follow, like, when someone gets a spot at like the Cellar or Caroline's, they go to New York and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here.
Yeah.
Boom. That's like a 40,000 likes and like, congratulations, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But like literally nothing happens here in LA where everybody's like patting you on the back.
It's very competitive out here.
Super competitive out here.
I mean, I get it's probably competitive in New York too, but New York seems like way more of a fraternity than LA. Where LA's, you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. It's just like that's just very interesting to me. So, that's my fucking rant on the comedy scene right now in LA. And like I said, I want to make this podcast consistently where I'm talking about what's going on in comedy and calling shit out how I see it, and I don't give a fuck. So, thanks for watching. On that note, smile, like, subscribe, leave a 5-star review. Keep watching those vlogs if you do. Check out that crowd work video. I'm gonna put out another one in a couple weeks. I'm just waiting to get it from my boy Sam, and I'll try to keep releasing some crowd work stuff until I shoot something later on the year. Music's playing in. We'll see you guys later. Bye.